What's up, guys? Welcome back to the rundown as we delve back into another cool show. Anthony, I'm super excited to get into Ahsoka. I know you are. We've come prepared. I know our guys are, and our girls, whoever they are, if they come along, are ready to dive into Ahsoka. I'm hyped up. How are you, sir?
Dude, I'm fine. I'm a bit hot. To be honest, a bit tired because we had post and chill yesterday. It was cool, but two streams in a row kind of kills me because it ended. I think I went to sleep at 2 a.m. and
You're a rebel.
yeah.
You're a rebel.
But let's
Look, you
go.
did.
And it's hot. And it's hot.
You took that hit because I bullied you into coming, so I appreciate it. I had fun.
As you
I
bully
hope
me
you
into
guys did
anything
too.
and everything. You know how
Just do
we
it.
do.
You
Yeah.
know how we do. Uh, look, there's some guys here in the chat already, so I'm excited. I'm excited
Cool.
to see what they're up to. Who we got? We got Jazzy Mac 77. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for being here.
J Mac. Is that the first time for J Mac on the rundown? I don't recognize it.
I'm not sure. I think maybe I've seen J Mac. Let us know, J Mac.
Anyway,
Look,
welcome.
you're asking Iron Dory to remember something. Come on, Anthony. We got Andre the channel member. What's up,
Hey.
girls?
Sometimes nice comment guy, mostly
Sometimes.
roast comment guy. Yo, Bob Dylan.
Bob, getting all these awesome rooted hair figures into I'm seeing on Facebook, and that Bo-Katan, that hair is so on point. And if you've seen it, but that was a good pickup, Bob.
Yeah.
Bob is a machine. He's the Terminator.
Shout out to Tina Star Cruz, who does the root
Yes.
hair. She's getting
Tina,
very
that's-
good at this.
Yeah, well, the Bo-Katan I think is perfect.
Yeah,
I think
it
that was
is.
perfect one.
It is.
Like to get it that looking that on point. Good job. Yeah. Look, I'm loving what I'm seeing from people in the community, in the collecting community with kit bashing and like people doing sculpts. Oh man, it's exciting times. So much to get, so much to do. You can pretty much do anything. But look, and I'm excited to get into this because I really enjoyed Ahsoka, and I'll let everybody know to kick it off and people that come in the chat. This is a show where we all get together and throw in our thoughts and opinions on the show. So join in. We'll address every comment. We'll get into it and get you in on the conversation with us because I, by no means, am not an expert when it comes to the Star Wars background that we're going to cover in this show. So I'm going to throw to Anthony for a lot of that. I'm going to give this as a take.
I'm no expert either, dude. I'll just wing it.
But I'm going to give you a take. So I think with this show, much like I'm trying to think of another show like it, but this show, I'm going to give you my opinion of someone who doesn't know the backstory of these characters, and Anthony will probably give you more of an opinion from someone who does know these characters more. So I'm taking it as a show, kind of like for the first time, not for the first time, a show, fresh. Like I've come to this series without knowing anything about it. I'm going to judge it on that. So I'm interested to see. Like, what's Bob's saying? Anthony has a PhD in Scotty theory, so
You'll see, Scotty. Scotty.
You'll see. Good call, Bob. Actually, that's a really good one. Andre. Now, is Andre watching this? Are you watching Ahsoka? Because I never know with you. If you're watching it, let us know.
Yeah, so I think Andre mainly just seen Andor, and I think all of the other shows we did, he didn't even see, right?
That's what I'm trying to remember. I think so.
He didn't even bother. He didn't even bother watching the rest.
Look, our breakdowns are so in depth and the slides are so good, especially in the early days when we first started. The slides were so good that we give you enough information on the show that you don't even need to watch
The
it.
slides are so good. We give you extra info, which isn't even there.
AJ says, "Hello, friends. Driving home for a few, but I'll be more active once I get home."
Cool,
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah,
for
I'm
joining,
interested
dude, even
to
though you're driving. Drive safe, though.
Yeah, drive safe. Look, he's the dude. He's probably who knows what he's doing. He watched us. Okay, look, Andre's in on Ahsoka. That's good to know.
Cool.
So often, shout out to Often for the awesome slides this week. If you're here often, let us know, brother. We didn't see him last week, so hope everything's well.
But we were over at my channel, so maybe you didn't catch it. He couldn't find it. Maybe.
We'll see. Well, he's done great slides this week, so shout out to him on that. We've only gone to 10 slides per episode, so that is a little slim for my liking when we do 2 episodes at once. But because there was a lot, I felt there was a lot of story in the first episode. So
Okay,
then about the
John.
last.
Be honest. Do you want me to show like a sign when I think that the audio isn't clear?
Shit! Look at my pretty Ahsoka.
It is.
Just
it
be
is.
distracted by that.
So do yourself, dude. So do yourself. Show off the visuals.
Oh, Solo, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, you make up the audio with the visuals, dude.
We're going to have Ahsoka here for the remainder of the series. She's going to be here every week. I had this idea of just incorporating the lantern. I really wanted to, I'd love to light it up. I think it would look awesome.
Cool.
But just her stepping up through the forest, I feel like what I've seen from her story is she's searching for Thrawn. She's on a mission to find something. Here she's walking through the woods, I've got her looking up to the left. So when I do some photography on it, we'll cut in real tight on the top there, catch the lantern and that. So I'm really happy with it. It's just a really beautiful figure. And even more hyped up to pose it after watching that first episode. Cool. Look at yours, mate. Look at yours. Do you want me to solo you, or you want people to just be teased from a distance? Teased from a distance. But look at that. Anthony had it set up in another way to begin the show that I thought was fantastic, but out of fear from one of the bullies in the chat, he didn't want to put it up.
Yeah, people would make fun of it. So because I had it like this, which is weirdly enough it kind of works. But then John said it looks like a dance floor, so I know it often would have went on the dance floor, and Bob would have went on the dance floor.
And now they will.
Yeah, they will.
And now they will. So Andre says not into Marvel, but Star Wars in the rundown.
Cool.
So that is the clip it. That's the best. Andre, look when someone's so. so mean, like Andre, when he gives you a comment, like a nice comment, you're like, oh, I feel good, I feel bathed, enjoy. Yeah, so the state of your mic. I promise not to mention it this week. I'm really trying. What?
So you're kind of saying that the lows define the highs, right? So you need the lows to actually feel the highs.
Look, guys, I feel like the mic is part of the show. I should put a little hat on it.
So maybe the mic serves for that purpose, right? That we need the lows to feel the highs of the show.
Well, look, the quality of content we put out is so strong that we need something to humble us a little bit.
True.
Just a little bit.
Okay, let's go.
Look, I just woke up, okay?
Dude, I'm trying to sleep before 3 a.m., so let's go.
Okay, let's go. All right, to kick off the show, we meet what appears to be the villains. I think, look how awesome he looks there. He looks like an absolute beast towering over her, next to her. He looks that whole intro sequence between him and his apprentice, fantastic. I don't know anything about these guys previous to this. Anthony, can you tell us, are these guys from the Rebels as well, or previous content?
You know about her, right? You've seen The Mandalorian.
I know about her. No, yeah, I mean his apprentice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, they're new. So it's Baylan Skoll, which is played by the late Ray Stevenson, and his apprentice Shinhati, which is a Ukrainian actress / model, I think. But they're pretty dope, to be honest. Baylan has like a Darth Vader-esque entrance in this prison, which kind of looked cool. It really reminded me of Darth Vader in Rogue One.
Yeah.
So that looked pretty cool.
Thinking about it, what an epic intro for a character. Both characters. Just an awesome way. Darth Billy Eilish, says Bob. Darth Billy Eilish.
Darth Billy Eilish? Why? Because of the yellow?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know why.
I think he's just joking. But I think what a great intro. for a character. So they're new. They're new. So they're new for everybody. I love that. I could see a lot of people wanting a representation of this guy in their show if this is what he's going to be like throughout the show. What do you
Yeah.
think? I think so, right?
Do you think Hot Toys is going to make him still, or at all? At all? Because
Yeah,
um,
question.
we also didn't get anything from Endor, right?
No, we didn't get anything from Andor. Bob's saying no, the young girl. I think we're definitely going to get another Ahsoka. We're going to get the Sabine. We're going to get. I think we'll get quite a few from this. I can see a lot. Star Wars has been pumping out a lot of content, figure wise. I could definitely see us getting a few. What do you guys in the chat think? Do you, for those that collect hot toys, can you? When we talk about figures, we're talking about hot toys. So if you're watching this show and you've never collected, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about figures. Although if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're probably into collecting to some degree.
Yeah. So you've seen Morgan Elsbeth, right? In The Mandalorian, but she felt
Yes.
kind of weak as opposed to what she's going to be in this show. To me, at least.
Yes. Yes.
How do you
She
feel
seems
for
way
you?
more powerful. Yeah, she feels way more. I thought she was just a normal person before that
Yeah.
could fight.
Yeah.
Here she's like a witch.
Yeah.
It seems like,
Yeah. So she's
but
a
I'm
night
okay with
sister
it.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she is not new. I don't remember if she was in Rebel or Clone Wars, but I don't think so. And Balin and Shin definitely weren't. So these are cool
Mm.
characters, and noticeably they have like an orange lightsaber instead of a red one. So that was all the hype when the trailers came out.
Hmm.
I didn't watch the trailers when they came out.
Okay.
I just noticed the hype about the orange
Mm.
lightsabers because it could mean a couple of things. What's the next slide that you have over here?
Oh, it's off this whole moment. This is the only slide I've got for this first
Okay, cool,
intro.
cool. So we start
Yeah.
we start over here. We remember that over at the Mandalorian, Ahsoka defeated Morgan Elsbeth, and then
Fantastic episode.
and then she went into custody, and she's still in custody. And this is where Baden's rescue her, and we get to learn that Balin is basically a sellsword for her, so that he gets paid to be loyal to her, and she thinks his motive is money. We come to learn that his motive is power, or he has a fascination with powerful beings, force,
Hmm.
whatever. His apprentice Shinhati has a Padawan braid, so it kind of feels like he has been a Jedi, and has turned, and he has taught Shinhati as a Jedi as well.
Yeah.
But only the teachings of a Jedi doesn't explain the redness in the lightsaber. So maybe it's a mix of yellow and red. So that are like
Mm.
scholars or guardians first, and then they became tainted with the dark side. We don't know yet, but it's interesting.
Mm.
I like it.
It is interesting. And some of the info I've like read on it over the time, I think even before the show started, I started seeing people talk about it, and I think I like the fact that he's not full, but like he's not like a Sith. I was saying he's not full Sith. He's kind of
Yeah,
like Ahsoka in a way, but just more to the darker side. She's not really tied into being the Jedi, right? She says she's no Jedi. He's not really tied into anything either. So I feel like he's got room to be like I feel like he's got room. Like I could see them teaming up at some point, or something different happening where he
yeah.
goes more
So
to the light. Do
I
you think
kind of,
like he could bounce between?
so I kind
That's
of
the impression.
feel, yeah, I kind of feel that he is sort of like the Doctor Doom of Star Wars. He just wants power. He's just fascinated by power and just wants to amass more and more. That's what it
Mm,
feels like.
yeah, and what a like. I'm really interested to see where his character goes because I'm actually super hyped for him and his apprentice. I think both of them two together, the intro alone, the fact that like even the way he's speaking, like the way he speaks and is acted and is very commanding. Like he seems very formidable. He seems like it'd be a very tough fight for anybody. When she asks him to kill Ahsoka, the fact that he's like that would be a shame to kill another Jedi. There's so few things like that really give you good insight into who he is already, and I quite like that. And I do love the point of him training. He's with his apprentice, and now she's gonna be with hers, and they're both mentoring someone.
Yeah.
Because I could see him coming to a head with her at some point.
Yeah, and
Uh,
straight away in the show, Dave Filoni lets everyone know that he knows what Star Wars is about. So we see lightsabers, we see force wielding, we
mhm.
see shooting, we see a spaceship. Um,
Yeah.
so we're settled. We're settled in.
And you know what? Starting with the Force, like that excited me because you don't see a lot. We haven't seen a lot of it
Yeah.
lately. So to see it used like that, it did remind me of Rogue One. It was actually really cool.
Yeah.
But great intro for me. Before we move on, let's just see what some of the guys are saying. So Bob says, no, the young girl. So he's talking about The Apprentice.
Shinati. Yeah.
That'll be her name for a while until I can remember Shinati. I'll try my best. I'll be,
So
I'll be saying
if you're going to call him Balin, then you call her Shin. It's
Shin.
easier to
Balin
remember.
and Shin. Yeah, Balin and Shin. Okay. Did you watch Roshi's reaction? Bob also often's here too, guys. The legend. He had so many slides, but I could only pick 10.
Who is Roshi?
Let us know. He's asking Bob, so maybe Bob knows.
Oh yeah,
Need the droids that fought Ahsoka. Yeah, they were pretty cool.
they were cool.
They were pretty cool. And they did a
How
good landing
many?
pose.
How many do you need?
You would have been happy, Anthony. They had good landing poses. The
Yeah,
knees,
they
the
did.
knees, knees were in tight. Knees were in tight. I actually wouldn't mind copying that pose because they don't have their hands on the ground. So to have that's a different type of kneeling pose. That'd be sick. And Andre says Thrawn is coming. I'm ready to buy him. That
Yeah.
Bob's not familiar with Roshi. Going off on what you're saying, Andre, I think there is going to be a lot of figures. I think we're going to get a Thrawn, Ahsoka, Sabine, and who knows who else. You could get Balin and Shin, the way I'm saying it.
Dude, that
You
would be
could definitely.
awesome.
How
would be
cool would that
awesome.
be? Not that we'll get that, but
To be honest, I
they,
was a lot more impressed with Shin Hati than I was with Balin, but he was still a
yeah,
cool character.
yeah.
And I'm saying this because when I saw her, it felt
Hmm.
like finally we got cool lightsaber fights.
Hmm.
I think the prequel set the bar on lightsaber fights with Nick Gillard doing the stunts, the stunt
Hmm.
coordinating, or the saber duel coordination. Um, Hayden Christensen, and especially Ray Parks, they just
Mm.
nailed that. And that time they went with Ray Parks not because they intended him as the actor, because he has like a pitched voice, but just because he's a martial artist. He's so good at
Mm.
it. So he was initially just hired to do the fights to the actor that would be Maul, and then it just
Hmm.
hired him as Maul, because it's more believable if you actually like if you rent if you have the actual martial artist do the stunts.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
right.
kind of missed that in other series. So even
Mm.
Rosario Dawson, I like her acting, but her fight scenes, even though she trained really hard for them and look kind of cool,
Mm.
they don't look as cool as the prequel fights. And I
Mm.
think Shin Hati does look cool. It does. It looks legit the way she does it. Maybe it's
I
just
think
edited very
she just
well.
looked amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe it's just edited very well, but it looked dope. It couldn't have looked cooler.
Yeah, well, that's it. Even for Rosario Dawson's, that's down to how they edit her fight scenes as well, because they
True,
can they
true.
can make it look good. They should be able to. I think the editor plays a big part in that. But look, I was happy with the fight scenes. I thought they were pretty cool. But then we come to Ahsoka. So because I'm missing a lot of where I would normally put pictures in telling the story, we
That's
catch up
fine.
with Ahsoka. So we have the cool intro. They've busted him out. Awesome. Set the tone.
Yeah.
Then we come to Ahsoka. She's doing some Indiana Jones shit, which I really love. I love that shit, when she
Yeah. So
covers
I
the
was
ground.
watching this. and I was thinking, how are we calling this? Are we calling this like the Guardian of the Galaxy Power Stone Orb, or is this the Golden Snatch from Harry Potter? How are we calling this?
I think it should be the Guardian thing.
Oh, it's a
I
snitch.
think
It's
it's the
called a
Guardian.
snitch, right? It's
Snitch.
the
Let's
okay.
call
So
it
it's
snitch.
the snitch or the power orb.
Yeah, let's go to snitch. Snitch sounds fun. But I really enjoyed it. I like seeing, like, I love the Indiana Jones movies or anything where people are going through booby traps or getting into hidden places and uncovering secrets. I love that. I love that wonder in shows like
Yeah.
that. Um, often, sorry, I got distracted. Justice for the slides. If you've seen Anthony's posts recently, he's been putting justice for the fight in your hashtags and your pictures on Facebook. I saw that.
Yeah, that's. I think often started that with The Last of Us.
He did. That episode, I'm just going to make Offen angry. That episode was perfect. The way. I'm sorry, Offen. Oh, Jesus. But what did you think of this? So I'm assuming this is a new thing that they're introducing, because this is opening up big things to come for, like, the universe,
Yeah, a
right? This
lot,
is
a lot.
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy what this
So,
is opening.
I think you see the mural here, right? Or don't
Yes.
you? Yeah. So you see the mural of the father, son, and daughter of Mortis, which is like godlike Star Wars lore. I don't know if everyone's familiar. It's going to be a bit tedious, so I'm just going to explain it to John.
Yeah.
Because
Thank you.
Mortis doesn't say anything to you, right?
No.
Okay, cool. So this is like Star Wars mythology. The father is like the embodiment of everything in the Force, which balances out the Force. The daughter is a representative of the light side of the Force, and the son is a representative of the dark side of the Force.
Hmm.
And the father is trying to balance those two out, as everything should be. Um, um, that always connects to a place which is kind of like the Ant-Man thing, the quantum mania. What was it called? Quantum verse?
Quantum Mania
Yeah, I don't know what
from
it's called. I think
Ant-Man.
yeah, the quantum verse, right? Where you can just um, go from place to place and time to time.
Okay.
So
I'll just
in
take
Star
the
Wars,
reference.
it's called the world between worlds, and from that you can go to any place and time you want to go to, even if so. It's like time travel in Star Wars.
That's cool.
They used that. So Ezra Bridger is the one that got stuck somewhere with Thrawn. So when you say Ahsoka is searching for Thrawn, I don't know if she's actually searching for Thrawn or if she's searching for Ezra, who is with Thrawn.
Mm.
Because Ezra told her, "Come look me up or come find me when you're back." Ezra saved Ahsoka from fighting Darth Vader using the worlds between worlds.
Mm.
So now Ahsoka owes her life to Ezra, but Ezra sacrificed himself to rid the world of Thrawn and his fleet. And I think it's Ahsoka's mission to bring Ezra back now. And therefore
Mm.
she's looking for Thrawn. I think that's um,
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
And I
So that's
like
what she's
that.
doing right now, and it'll go into the portal that you'll see later, I think.
Yeah. You know, I like that parallel of, like, she's got this mission to find someone, whereas Mando had the mission to take someone somewhere.
Yeah.
I like having the task to do, and I like that journey that they go on. They remind me of, you know, I'm trying to think of the word. I just like that theme, I guess, is what I'm saying. Is Morgan a Bane, you know what Often saying here?
What's after saying?
The chat? Is Morgan a Bene? Can you
I
say?
don't know what that is. It might be one of the two factions of the Night Sisters, because the Night Sisters were like they're like the witches of Dathomir,
Okay.
and they had two factions who believed in different lore. One was evil, and the other faction was even more evil. And she's a descendant of one of those. I yeah she yeah I don't know of which faction she is a descendant. But it might be Mother Talzin's faction. Mother Talzin is Maul's mother.
Okay. Damn. Let's see what AJ's saying. He's busting something out. Honestly, feel Balin and Shin are Dark Jedi. The old EU had a lot of Force users that weren't Jedi or Sith, such as the Night Sisters. Whole deleted game, damn, had a story fighting Dark Jedi. Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
they're in between.
Yeah.
And
So
I like that.
yeah. So I think Dave Filoni said something about that they're not who you might think they are.
Hmm.
So I don't know if he's referring to that we think they're Sith, but they're not Sith, or that we think they're Dark Jedi, but they're not Dark Jedi. I don't know. So they
Mm.
might be. They might be.
Yeah, I like that, leaving it open though, that we're gonna like. I'm excited to find out more about
Yeah.
uh, where they're going and what type of battles they're gonna have. As Quantum Realm, yeah, sorry, often back to the Ant-Man thing. Um, Often says sounds like Ezra and Thrawn are stuck in. Is it
To
Gallifrey?
what the hell
Gallifrey?
is Gallifrey?
Explain my guess.
I don't know. I don't
Ahsoka's going to have to save Mando this season to go with the pattern in season 3.
know. Yeah. So season 3 is like Mando getting saved by everyone.
Yeah, it's Ahsoka's turn to
Yeah.
save him. Will he show up? From June, sorry, mixing law.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay. I didn't know
no
that
idea.
was the name.
He's a
Evil,
evil.
extra evil with cheese.
Uh, Very cool.
Drive
That
safe
was a
now,
cool.
AJ.
Yeah, I think he might be home now. A bug coming at me.
Okay.
I
I thought
loved
you were
this.
clapping for AJ driving.
No, try to kill a bug. Um, Sorry, guys. I know my extra sensitive mic might pick up that slapping that crushed your eardrums with the loud sound. I apologize. Um, I love this world that they created it, and when she comes out and takes on these guys, I thought this was a cool fight scene. I liked seeing her take them out. I was uh, happy to see like that they're showing right off the bat. If you haven't seen this show before, that she's a badass. Because she's definitely badass. She's so
Can
calm
you
and relaxed.
change the position of the mic again?
God
Please?
damn it.
I think it's just positional. Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I really like this, but I'm kind of afraid for my wallet if they bring these droids out because now we'll need 4 or 5. But they were pretty cool. I like the way Ahsoka was fighting with the sabers, just chucking them in the ground and cutting the floor. Yeah, it's like a pilot who lands, right? People applaud.
Yeah.
Signal. I like the fact that they were going to fight her, and then she cuts down underneath them. They just disappear.
Mm,
It was edited very, very cool. It was just edited like Dave Filoni would have. Um,
yeah.
so that was cool.
It feels it feels very cinematic. I really enjoyed I love the shots. Like even this shot here. I've loved a lot of the shots that they took. I found myself
Mm.
throughout this first episode being really impressed with I love nothing better than a cool widescreen shot with a really cool landscape shot from different angles. I love that stuff.
So cool
So
things,
moments like
basically.
this, yeah, cool things. It just looks epic. Like you look at that, I'm like that just looks awesome,
Yeah.
and it really brings you into the world.
Yeah.
And
So
that's just something.
I would have loved if they used stunt doubles to do the fight scenes because even though they were edited pretty cool, the movement were a bit old-ish, and you
Mhm.
might say that I'm not saying old, right? But not Ahsoka quick, and you might say that she is older over here, so now she's less quick. But then I would refer to Yoda in the in the prequels, and he just used force speed, and he was quick as hell. So I would have loved
Yeah.
it if they used just stunt doubles like Heidi
Mm.
Moneymaker or who else.
Yeah, fair play. I wonder then that's something for us to take notice on throughout the rest of the series. Will her fighting get better or worse? It'd be interesting to see if they edit it differently or make her look a little bit more efficient. Um,
I kind
that
of
would be
think this
interesting
is it.
to see.
Welcome back.
Damn. What's up? Thanks for being here, mate. Avenger Liam in the house. Andre saying hello because
Oh,
he's a nice
it's
guy.
even Evangelion colors. Gallifrey is the
Yeah,
doctor who is Hu Yang.
yeah.
Oh,
David
yeah,
Tennant. Yeah, David Tennant.
yeah. Hu Yang was funny.
He was cool. He's definitely
Yeah.
cool. We got him in a slide. Those bombs. So when she's fighting them and they go to self destruct, I'm thinking, oh yeah, she's running just to get away. I didn't realize they're going to take out the whole freaking section. Like, how strong
Yeah.
were those bombs?
Yeah.
God
Someone
damn.
found out. Let's destroy everything.
Yeah, but I thought that was epic having a run, calling into Aang up top. Trying to do the extraction. That was fun.
Yeah. So
That
my
was a fun moment.
11-year-old said, "Why don't they just chuck the bombs to Ahsoka instead of blowing themselves up?" Which kind of made sense.
Yeah, definitely. But that was a fun moment. So let's move the story along with the slides. So we come to meet now. I do not know of this character until now, and I thought she was pretty cool. I like the actress. I've seen her before. So we got Huang here. We got what
Yeah.
was
So
her name again?
I
Commander
I
something.
liked. So that's Hera Syndulla, was like the commanding officer
Hmm.
of the Ghost, and also high up in Phoenix unit. But I liked the actress as Huntress in Birds of
Hmm.
Prey. It's the wife of Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? Of Ewan
Yeah,
McGregor.
yeah.
I kind of I kind of don't like her as Hera because she just seems too nice, and Hera's a bit more strict, and her character needs to be more strict and commanding, and
Hmm.
she kind of seems too happy-go-lucky for me. So that's kind of off for me. Um,
Oh, okay.
but that's Hera. So like I said, she's the commander.
Yeah.
Phoenix unit is like um, a resistance cell. Do you know in Andor, like how every cell was separate from the other cell just to keep it
Yeah.
safe? The whole resistance was built like that. So
Okay.
you have the Galactic Empire at the moment, and opposing the Galactic Empire is the Alliance to Restore the Republic, or the Rebel Alliance, founded by Mon Mothma. As you know, because you've watched
Mon
Andor,
Mothma. I love her.
and Bail Organa is up there as well.
Hmm.
And he kind of organizes the cells. And one of those cells is the Phoenix unit or Phoenix Squadron. And one of the crew inside that Phoenix cell is the crew of the Ghost. The Ghost is the ship. And the crew consists of Hera, you see over here, of Ezra Bridger, who's like the whole plot looking for Ezra.
Hmm.
Chopper is the droid, who is even sassier than R2D2. And then you have Zeb. Zeb is the creature you saw in, what was it?
Uh,
Mandalorian or Obi-Wan,
no,
maybe,
that was
in the
last episode.
cafeteria.
Last show. That was last show. That was Mando. Yeah, Mando.
Was it Mando? With
Mando season
Paul
3.
Young-sun, Sung Young,
Yeah, yeah,
in
Mando.
the cafeteria. Zeb.
Mando Bun.
You had Kanan, who was like one of the surviving Jedi. But he's dead, and he was like the
Damn.
master of Ezra Bridger. I think I have the whole
Uh,
Ghost crew now. Yeah, so oh, and Sabine Wren, of course. So the whole Ghost crew is missing Kanan because Kanan's dead. Kanan has a son with Hera. This is Hera,
yep.
and I don't know how old the son must be now. It must be somewhere between 8 and 14, I guess. Jason. I don't know
Hmm.
where Jason is, but he's somewhere, I guess.
If we see more
Um,
of her, I'm sure they'll introduce.
yeah. And Ahsoka just shifts between cells because she's like part of Fulcrum. Fulcrum is like the intelligence part
Hmm.
of the Resistance, which of course you know because it's ran by Selvig or Luthen or
Selvig.
Skarsgård.
It's
Sleeping
definitely
Beauty would
Selvig.
say Skarsgård.
I would say Selvig.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So
the
so
man with the
Ahsoka's
greatest
not
feet.
part of the Ghost crew, but she really likes the Ghost crew,
Yeah,
and
that's
she
cool.
owes Ezra her life, so that's why she's indebted to him.
So knowing that adds a lot more for me because as someone who didn't know that history, I'm just like what I got from it when I was watching was just that they know each other, they're friendly, they seem like they help each other, and she's just stopping by. That's kind of what that felt like. So it's
Yeah,
good
no,
to
so
know a bit of background.
yeah, so I'm really curious how it is to see the show without seeing Clone Wars and Rebels because Ahsoka feels to me it feels like Rebels season 5 dash Ahsoka. That's what it
Mhm.
feels like to me. Um, because everything
Well,
is Rebels, right?
I feel like they've introduced a lot of information in this first episode. So, is there structure for someone watching it the first time? I felt like I enjoyed how they presented all the characters, all the players so far,
Yeah,
and getting us a bit to know, giving them something to do. So I was impressed with that,
yeah,
and I was
yeah,
impressed with her, especially at the end when they team up together. She gets she gets a great moment, some great moments in the show to start. Actually,
yeah.
let's just see what some of these chats are saying, so we don't get too far behind. Where are we? So Evangeline, I was just bringing this up before, said they had nukes in their chest, the robots, which was
Yeah.
true. They freaking were nukes, took out the whole planet. I would have run like 100 meters, but I'm safe. I should be safe, right? Those bombs were too much. Low IG-11 had a DS voice.
Yeah, so that's like DS's catchphrase by now. It's trash.
It's trash. That is his catchphrase. Filoni made those characters in the cartoon too, right? Yeah. So I'm sure he'll do them justice.
Yeah,
I'm sure he will.
yeah. So, for those that don't know, Filoni is the most George Lucas-ish person in the whole of Star Wars. He made the Clone Wars and Rebels very good. He created the characters. Ahsoka's like his baby, so you'll just know that he'll do Ahsoka justice. Because the whole thing that Disney has been lacking is that they're trying to push like the company agenda and morals instead of a good story and good characters. And you know that Filoni is going to push great characters.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
J Max says Chopper is the real star of the show.
Dude, he's so sassy. I like the fact when he said, "Did you go through my stuff again?" No,
Yeah.
it's gone. You went through my stuff. No, just look better. I found it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
What I don't know.
Didn't they supposedly recreate a scene from Rebels? Asks often.
Yeah, so the one with the mural is kind of like the scene in Rebels. Ahsoka had her Gandalf the White attire on then instead of what she had on now. So it could be the same scene. It could be something else. I don't know.
Okay. Good to know. And J Max says, yes, the scene on the wall with the Rebels animated crew painting. That part.
Yeah, so it
I
could
think
be the same, but yeah. She had like a Gandalf the White kind of attire on. And looking back to it, it kind of seemed that Ahsoka was going to train Sabine then, but I think she has been training Sabine before that now.
Look, I got to say, I love again, like even this shot here. I love the world they've created for this
Yeah.
show already. I love the costuming. Even Lani said the costuming's so good. She really enjoys that. Ahsoka's outfit, they all look great. Huang looks awesome. The whole show, I loved how they introduced all the players. It felt like a comfort show did. One of those shows where you're like, this, oh, okay, I know I'm going to rewatch this and
Yeah.
enjoy this. That was cool. That's kind of how I felt. Evangelium says, I'm sure I can understand Chopper.
Exactly, right? And I don't know if it's the hands that make his emotes better or if it's like the voice that actually sounds like how we would say it. But it's so understandable what he's trying to communicate. As
think
opposed
the
to
hand-
R2D2, where you just need other characters to explain what he's saying.
Yeah, I think the hand movement definitely helps because that can convey.
His hands on the side, like, what the hell? Yeah.
Yeah.
Chopper's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've set that scene. Boom. We get introduced to, I think, a pretty cool way to introduce the character to someone. Now, this was the first time this character's being introduced to me, so maybe I'll kick this bit off.
Yeah.
I'm seeing her for the first time. I'm thinking she's Tom Cruise in Top Gun, going along with the plane, riding along next to it. I thought it was pretty awesome. The fact that she slid under the other vehicle too, I thought was really cool. I actually really did enjoy this intro to her as a character. What about yourself? Now, you already know the character, so did that have any type of impact, this scene? Because for me, it's like, oh, wow.
I was still adjusting to, because we've known these characters for years now. So I was still adjusting to seeing these characters in live action, to be honest. Because also I didn't watch the trailers because I avoid trailers nowadays. So this was for me the first time adjusting to the live action counterparts. Also coming into the show, I also felt that even though I really, 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 really trust Dave Filoni like no other with Star Wars story, I thought Disney really needs to watch it with Star Wars and any content, to be honest, with Marvel as well, because I think it would be very easy to blame them for pushing like a woke agenda. So starting out with only female characters is it's kind of dangerous for Disney, I feel. So they really needed to make it really good.
Mm.
And then if you didn't see Rebels or Clone Wars, especially Rebels, then you might think that this is another Mary Sue because you don't know the character and she can do anything all of a sudden.
Mm.
But we've
Good
had
point.
years to build up to it. We already know that she's like very tech savvy. She built weapons for the Empire. We already know
Hmm.
that she's a Mandalorian coming from a very prestige family. And she was an outcast, so she has been doing things for herself.
Hmm.
Also, she has been on the Ghost Crew for a long time now, so she's really friends with everyone, and she really misses Ezra. And she is stubborn and a rebel. But it took years to build the character, and I think she was built very well. But
Hmm.
if you haven't seen Rebels, it might be a bit quick for people to.
Well, I can actually give you good insight on that. So when we
Yeah.
were watching it, I'd forgotten that I'd heard she was a Mando. Now I've
Mm,
remembered that I had heard it before, but I and Dory, you know how I do, you
yeah.
know how we do. I completely forgot. So we're watching it again, and we're like, when we see that she's a Mando, I'm like, oh, she's a Mando. What
Yeah.
the heck? Um, I got from that she was a rebel, especially this scene being called back to the ceremony. So I'm like, okay, she's prestigious. She's being called. She's the rebel. She's literally Tom Cruise. She's Maverick. That's what it felt like. She's
Yeah.
a rebel. Um, but then when I saw as the show went on that she had a lightsaber, I didn't know that. I just thought, okay, you're a badass then, or maybe knowing that she had trained with Ahsoka, I just assumed that okay, if you train with Ahsoka, surely it's something to do with Jedi. So surely you're gonna have used a lightsaber. So for that, I didn't think she was a Mary Sue at all. Basically,
Cool.
is what I'm
Cool.
saying.
Cool.
I thought she was a rebel. I thought they showed that she's someone who's smart, capable, but does her own thing. That's kind of the impression I got, and
Yeah.
and I was
And
good with it. I was like, this is a cool character. I like this character.
cool. And the thing that so like I said, I was still adjusting from cartoon to live action.
Mm.
The downside was I didn't feel the background. She needs to be a bit more tormented at this point, I think, because Ezra's gone, Kanan is gone. She still bears the guilt of Mandalore, I think, and she's a bit too happy in this scene for me. But that was
Mm.
kind of a
Okay,
lesser point.
but
But
you gotta think. Some people, they even when people are in a bad spot, they still have moments of joy and things
yeah,
like that.
true,
That's
true,
how I
true,
would look at it. That's how I would
true,
look at
true.
it. Like,
Yeah,
she's doing something she loves.
cool.
But
After a while, I was fine with it.
I loved her character. Actually, really cool, really cool introduction. Now I know nothing about Ezra, so learning all this stuff that he saved Ahsoka, I didn't know that. And now learning that after seeing this, I understand now why she's watching that. So what do you get from her watching this? Like, what's the plot point there? Do you think?
Yeah, so nothing new because yep,
Okay.
if you haven't seen Rebels, it is new, but it is nothing new because Ezra's gone.
Yeah.
With Tron, they went into hyperspace, probably to another dimension, and they want to find him back. For me, the weird thing over here is that when I see this scene and I don't know Rebels, it kind of seemed like they were lovers, but they weren't. It was more like a brother sister kind of thing.
I got like a brother sister vibe.
Okay,
To be
cool,
fair,
cool,
I
cool.
thought I did.
That's
Yeah,
fine. That's fine.
yeah, or someone that they cared about.
Yeah. So Ezra joined the Ghost Crew when he was like 12. They were doing a mission on Lothal, which is his home. You've already seen the Lothcat in the Grogu. Do you remember the Grogu set? Um,
Yes.
Grogu with his prom and the Lothcat and the frog. Lothcat is indigenous to Lothal.
Hmm.
So that's why you see her with Sabine. Ezra is a Force-sensitive kid who didn't know he was. He got picked up by the Ghost Crew, and then Kanan found out that he was Force-sensitive, and he started training him. And he's like
Mhm.
very sensitive to the Force, especially in beast control, so communicating with beasts.
Oh wow.
He's pretty nosy. He's a bit brash, sometimes a bit cocky, um, but overall a cool character.
Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see how much he gets into the show. Like, what we're going to find out what's happened to him. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not knowing that, I can now relay that to Lani when we're watching it, because you get the impression that he's someone special to them or someone that they care about, but not knowing any of that, it's really they
Yeah,
haven't
so he
given
is
that away
someone
yet.
special to them, but everyone in the Ghost Crew is special. Even Chopper is special
Mm.
to them all because they've been through a lot, and he sacrificed himself so the Purrgil and him could transport Thrawn away from the Thal. So
That's
he
cool.
basically sacrificed himself for
That's
the
cool.
group.
Hero move.
Yeah,
Hero
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Hero shit.
And
Uh,
the guy you saw in the beginning, you know, and in the opening scene, maybe on the tower, he was doing a speech. Do you remember?
yes.
Because
Clancy something.
yeah, so right before you see the Sabine scene, you see the the Clancy Brown character, Ryder
Hmm.
Azadi. Ryder Azadi, he was imprisoned by the Empire together with Ezra's parents, and they planned an escape. Ezra's parents got killed as part of the rebellion, and he escaped, and he supported the rebellion. And then he wanted to find Ezra to tell him the news about his parents being dead. But he became involved, so he's also a rebel,
Oh wow.
rebel's character.
Wow. Yep. Something like this may motivate us to go back and catch up on all that at some point.
Dude, would be cool. Or
Um,
you could just watch the rundown.
oh, you could just watch the rundown. I'm learning so much this episode. AJ says you could always slightly understand Chopper. I just hope I remember it. That's my only thing. Can I remember
Probably
it
not.
all? But it's probably not. But anyways,
It
next
does
week I'll
seem
be
extra
like,
clear now. I
yeah.
think I think Chopper's the biggest improvement from transition from cartoon to live action.
AJ says overall I'm okay with Sabine,
Yes,
how
I'm
she's
too.
betrayed, but I do feel Hera's betrayal will take a little warming up too.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I'm the same. I needed to warm up to Sabine, but I was quickly there, I think.
Haven't seen any of the cartoons so far, so good. So often's with me.
Oh, cool, cool.
Okay, we're in it
Clancy
together,
Brown.
often.
Yeah, so I think Clancy Brown, he has such a distinctive face, and I've seen him first in Carnival, which was like a weird series,
Oh
but I
wow.
liked it.
I remember him from the first Highlander movie. He's the bad guy in that, I'm pretty
Dude, I don't
sure.
even remember him from the first Islander movie.
Yeah, he's the bad guy with long black hair, I remember. He scared the shit out of me as a kid when I watched the
Oh,
movie.
dude, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, he's a beast. So then we've skipped a bit of story there, because in between this time, Ahsoka has come and met with Sabine, and they've had some interactions before these guys get here. Because we're
Yeah.
basically going to go from this slide to them getting to the town to her unlocking the key. So I don't have any slides of her interacting with Ahsoka until then.
Dude, but
So
Shinhadi is such a cool character, dude.
even that shot is just epic. She is great. She's a great character. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see more.
I
And the fact that
cannot see her not being a fan favorite for everyone.
yeah,
And she looks so because if you look up the photos of Ivana Sakno, she already looks special. But her normal pictures, it kind of feels like they cast her to be like justice for the slide, like she's a descendant of a Night Sisters being trained in Jedi ways, maybe
Mhm.
even. I don't know,
She
but
got
she looks so
crazy eyes,
special.
bro. She's got the crazy eyes. She got those. She got the crazy eyes. She'd kill you. She'd kill you. Shinhati has eyes that
Yeah,
have yeah,
and
like her eyes are crazy.
she moves like an animal, like a ferocious animal, which is very awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I love that scene.
Yeah.
So she's come to find. Now, how did they find out where to go? Did they? I can't remember how they remembered where to find Sabine? Can you remember? Anyone in the chat? God damn, because we've
Um,
missed a lot of story in the middle here. So Ahsoka's come back.
um,
She's met Sabine, given her the key because she. So Ahsoka's given her the key because she knows she could potentially unlock it, right? Because she's
yeah,
good with
yeah, yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like. Okay, but
Stuff like
how
that.
did they remember where to find her? I can't
I
remember.
kind of think Morgan Elsbeth has something to do with it because then she says send her to get her.
Yeah, send it. I think to get Sabine, right?
Yeah.
Often help us out. Transformer apprentice in Lothal. Thanos, former apprentice in Lothal.
Thanos' former apprentice.
Tells them where they are. Is that what it is? Often. Let us know. I can't remember. Either way, we'll get back to it. She gets the key, so she's obviously really intelligent. That's what I'm assuming, that she can do all these things, and the way she
Well,
works out the puzzle, I thought was
she's
really
very
cool.
tech savvy because so her background, that's why she's like a tormented character. She is Mandalorian, and she went to the Imperial Academy,
Hmm.
on Mandalore, and then she created weapons, and she's very good at tech stuff. So she created a weapon. Ironically, she created like I think it was called like an ion pulse generator or something. And what it did, it destroyed Beskar, or it incinerated Beskar, and it disintegrated the person wearing Beskar, which is which is kind of a dick move if you're a Mandalorian. So the Empire or the Galactic Empire, they used that weapon on Mandalore, and I think that's what made the Beskar inside Mandalore transform to what we see in the Mandalorian. So
Mm.
they wiped out like a lot of Mandalorians with her weapons. So that's why
Damn,
she was um, exiled from Mandalore, and her family backed the Empire on it.
damn,
So she wasn't like an outcast, and she
damn.
feels the guilt of creating that weapon that killed her. Well, Pierce, right?
That's so cool. That's so
Yeah,
cool. Not that that happened to know that though. That's awesome.
yeah,
It definitely helps. I read that she had the dark saber for a while. Asks
yeah.
often.
So Kanan, they got the dark saber, and Kanan trained her in lightsaber combat. Um, um, with a regular saber at first, of course.
Hmm.
And she became pretty efficient with the dark saber, but she didn't want to take up the mantle of leader of Mandalore because said reasons.
Hmm.
But after all, I think she defeated Gar Saxon in combat, and then she regained the dark saber from him again. And she didn't become the leader of Mandalore, but Mandalore was trying to figure themselves out in their chaos, I think. Something like that.
Mm.
But yeah, she trained with lightsaber. So she wasn't like Ahsoka's apprentice, and before that she was just Mandalorian. Kanan
Hmm.
Jarrus actually trained her while she was on the Ghost.
Damn, there you go. Bloody hell. That's a lot of backstory. This I loved this how this looked and how she came in to figure it out. I thought that was really
Yeah.
cool. As a first time viewer, you're already saying, okay, she knows what she's pretty switched on. She comes across as very switched on,
Yeah,
and
and she's a creative, and creatives just connect dots differently than other people. So
yeah,
she's and tech
figure out.
savvy, and she's an artist, and she connects dots differently. So that's why she figured it out.
Pretty powerful character, if you ask me. Sounds a little
Yeah.
Mary Sueish, if you ask me. There, Anthony. It sounds like you can do everything. Oh, oh interesting. No, she's awesome. I thought this was a great shot, great capture. Often, I think that was a great shot. What did you think of this fight? So she finds her, they have a battle. I thought this was epic for Shin's character too, to come and have this victory. Like she's a beast. She is a force to be reckoned with.
Okay, so what I would have loved, because she's proficient. Yeah, she's not. She doesn't excel in lightsaber combat. I feel Shin
Hmm.
Hadi should have destroyed her in lightsaber and force combat, because, like Yu Wang points out, she's like the least talented force wielder in his like 100 years of training Jedi. So she's very bad at using the force. So I feel Shin would have should have destroyed her. So I kind of think Shin was just playing with her to make a statement. That's the only
Mm,
reason I could see for this looking even remotely even.
mm. Well, the heroes always find a way, even if they're not as skilled, Anthony. That's how the stories go. The main heroes, if they can't die, they find a way to just survive, right?
Okay, so
Even if
yeah,
they're the
so that's
first
my
ones out of
point. I would have loved it if she would have held her own in a creative way. So if she would
Mm,
have used Mandalorian weapons or armory or gadgets to hold her own versus Shin.
mm, yeah. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome. And poor Qui-Gon. Oh, everyone has survived a
Yeah, so but you
lightsaber.
need to understand, dude. Those was the prequels. If you look at our medical progressions through the years, 10 years changes a lot, and this is
Yeah,
even
true.
more because Qui Gon died episode 1, and this is after episode 6. So let's just say that medical attention has been far more improved, and also look, a lightsaber is just like a very hot rod, right?
Mm.
If you stab um,
I say that.
Sabine through her abdomen over there, you just you're going to take out just a little bit of a liver. Liver can take it. A bit of the kidney, but you have two, and maybe like some arteries, but not the
Mm,
aorta. So you don't actually get any vitals,
mm,
and it cauterizes instantly. So the problem with having a rod through your abdomen is that you bleed to death. But you stab and cauterize at the same time. So I kind of feel it's warranted. That is,
yeah.
if she did on purpose. If Shin just kept her alive on purpose, then I can accept it. If it's just a
Mm,
mistake, just like Riva, then I kind of hate it.
Well, AJ says
Oh,
Qui-Gon
dude,
died because they wanted
wait, I'm
Qui-Gon
being
to
called.
die. You got to take that? Yeah. I'll keep going. We have Charlie Hep in the house. Anthony's going to be sad he missed Charlie here. I am heard you saying, talking about me, about the Star War. I am back now. I was working now. What up? Hi, guys. Miss you. Hello there. Hello to you, Charlie. Coming in like a legend, as always. Thanks for being here, brother. We're into episode 1, if you're just joining. Evangeline says, "Isn't Sabine a descendant of Tan Vizsla?" That'll be a question Anthony will have to answer because I am not sure. Evangeline. Ayo says, often, I'm assuming you're saying that to Charlie, saying what's up. I thought this lightsaber fight was really cool. I enjoyed it. Seeing, not knowing anything about the previous history, I'm just assuming that they both can fight, or that she can fight. Sabine can fight really well. So me, Joe Sullivan. John is the Mary Sue as he doesn't have to be on call during the stream. Yeah, poor Anthony. Always working. He's a hustler. He's always working. We will continue with him because I don't know how long he's going to be on the phone for. So we will just progress forward, guys. This is the last slide of episode 1. Where we actually see the cut. So we can analyze, it's on the right side. So going off what Anthony said, I'm kind of more on the AJ side. He died because they wanted him to die. That's kind of what I feel like they do in shows like this when they don't die off when they get stabbed like that. A hot flame would also just cauterize everything in there as well at the same time, wouldn't it? If it went through, you would think. Putting all that aside, I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty cool fight. Pretty cool end to the episode. Ahsoka comes and stops her from killing her. Do we think that she was gonna kill her? Because if Anthony's, I guess, his view on it is if she's playing with her, do you think she was playing with her to then eventually kill her, or is she playing with her just to play with her and let her live? But it seemed like she was going to try and take her out before Ahsoka came and saved the day, or scared her off, should I say? Put your comments in the chat, guys. Let us know what you think of episode 1, because we'll wrap episode 1 there, and then we'll move on to episode 2, which I'll just do the slides for now. Pretty satisfying episode for me. Again, really enjoyed it. Lani and I watched it. We had to watch the next episode the next day, so having to wait another day to see the second episode built the anticipation a little bit more. And then when we got to watch the second episode, we enjoyed that too. It was a little bit shorter as well. I think someone will know in the chat time-wise. It was a bit shorter than the first episode, and I'm pretty sure episode 3 is even shorter than that. What do you guys think about the length in episodes? Whilst I add the new slides for episode 2 in, where we'll come back to her in the hospital bed. He's back. Do you have to go? Maybe he does.
Yeah, so I'll need to go.
You got to go? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll finish it up then.
Thanks.
I'm on to
See you next week,
episode.
man.
See you next week. Peace. Anthony's out. He's out. We're on our own, guys. Oh shit, we're on our own, guys. Let's not remove that. We're back. Okay. I'm going to bring up the next slide, guys, and we'll just continue the show, and I'm going to refer to you guys. Oh, geez, what am I doing? Let's do this one. There we go. Boom. Let me add these new pictures. What are you saying? Sabine often says Sabine knew she fucked up when she saw the lightsaber. Yeah, she knew she was in a battle. She got rid of the blaster to get the lightsaber to show off. Oh, I didn't catch that. Who is the next take? I am looking now at part 2. So you're watching episode 2. Awesome, Charlie. It's okay. We'll keep the fight going for Anthony. We will. Maybe he'll get to listen in the car when he's on the way. So we'll give you a shout out as we go through, Anthony. I'm just adding the next pictures, guys. I like that Sabine took a loss here too, because I think that's going to add to her character development and definitely set up, you would think, a future fight between Shin and Sabine. You know what doing the rest of this episode is going to be like? Because I don't have the knowledge of the previous Rebels episodes. This is going to be interesting to see how I can just give you the take on someone who's watched it for the first time with no knowledge of the history of these characters. So I'm going to do my best, guys, because Anthony was our oracle of truth and history. But we'll do our best. 19. Okay, last picture. Sorry, it takes a while. Normally we can distract you while I do that. Often says, I hate the 40-minute or less episode, as that was based on the network TV model and having adverts for 92 minutes. I 100% agree, mate. It's ridiculous. I understand budgets and everything that comes along with that, but if you're doing it, if you have no restrictions like putting in ad breaks and things like that, I just don't think you need. I think you should be looking for an hour, especially if you're going to do something epic like this. I would be fine for the budget to do. If you're going to do 6 episodes, 6-hour-long episodes, not a 38-minute episode. I don't know. I guess it also depends on the writing and where each story gets sectioned off. So we'll see. But we pick up. AJ, thank you. That would be great, brother. I can fill in some gaps if needed. You can be our oracle of truth and knowledge in the history of the characters. But we pick up with Sabine and Ahsoka. So what I noticed in this episode was the building of their relationship for me as a first-time viewer to them, and understanding that they have history, understanding that she was training her and that it didn't work out. I didn't know why it didn't work out between them. Maybe AJ, you can throw that in the chat, or anyone else who wants to add to it, throw in the chat what happened with them specifically the last time they met. In 10 minutes. We replace Anthony with Anthony. With AJ. With another Anthony, yeah. Subbed in. He subbed in. Then we move from there to Balin and Shin with the sister. Now, I thought this looked really cool. It reminded me of Iron Man, to be honest. When he's doing all his work in the workshop with Jarvis. That funnily, the special effects reminded me of that. I thought that looked really cool. Now, opening up this passage to other worlds looks really interesting as well. Assuming this is the key to finding Thrawn, right? So the fact that they're using this to find these other worlds and then go anywhere is I guess, is it exciting for you guys who have followed the lore for so long to see what's going to happen? Because they haven't really talked about other galaxies, right? This is a galaxy far away. These are ones that are actually further. AJ says, honestly, that wasn't really covered at all in the Rebels. It's newer lore. They showed her getting the saber, but that was about it. Ah, okay. Thanks, AJ. Boom. And I know you must be typing with fingers, furious fingers, to do that for me. Appreciate it. But cool to see what they're doing there. The witch does seem a lot more powerful than what she was when she fought Ahsoka. I will say that, definitely. And I'm sure I'm missing lots of in-depth backstory that Anthony was covering there, but we'll move along. So then we come to the team up between the commander and Ahsoka, which I thought was cool to see them do something together and give her a little bit more play and action in the show. I would like to know how you guys feel about how they're sharing the time between the characters, because I feel like they're sharing the time pretty well for me so far, what I'm seeing. Maybe a little less Ahsoka. I would like to see maybe a little bit more Ahsoka, but she's had her moments. She's definitely had her moments. Evangeline says Star Wars is in a galaxy far away, so what if the new galaxy they found is ours? Oh, Jesus, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I'm sure there'd be endless galaxies. Tab often says. I'm not sure what that's for often. Sorry. You know how I am with names. You know how we do. I can't remember anything. Who is the next caller in the episode? The next caller? I don't know. Hi, Charlie. As a Force ghost, what is cool is that with the World Between Worlds, Dave Filoni can retcon anything from the sequel trilogy now. Oh, there you go. Anthony's literally adding, probably talking and driving at the same time. You bloody rebel. Talking and driving. Can I be driving now? Cheers. Thanks, brother. Well, I'll just continue through this episode as someone is just talking about the episode, and maybe we can touch on the other info when AJ throws in a comment or you guys in the chat do, and when next week when we catch up for episode 3. These guys were definitely dodgy right off the bat. I could tell they were dodgy. They were dodgy. Reminded me of another movie I watched when a similar situation happened. Characters going, you can tell they're dodgy. Tub from House MD. Ah, the actor. Yeah, I've seen him in lots of things, man. He gets around. He's a good character actor. First look, Huggy in the house. He says, really enjoying the series so far. Looking forward to more. I second that, AJ. We're getting into the cool action sequence too. AJ says, bring on the Yuzan Vong. Let's really make Star Wars Game of Thrones. Yes, this is a crazy deep Star Wars cut there and would be a hard R series. Damn. And then Anthony. And the Rakuten. Stop trying to put words up that I can't pronounce, guys. God damn it. AJ and the Rakuten. What are you guys doing to me? Throwing names out there I can't pronounce. God damn. But these guys are dodgy. We find out that they're helping them out, and they were helping the droids out. Ahsoka comes to battle. This is an awesome sequence. I thought this was really cool. And really fun that they give the commander something to do, take the ship, go chase that down, which was a cool sequence while she takes on these guys on the ground. Now, I know Anthony's going to be kicking himself. He can't be here to talk about this person who, with the red saber, who takes on Ahsoka. Let me know in the chat, who do you think this is? Do we know who this is? Is it someone under the mask? I've seen theories out there that this could be Ezra. That doesn't make sense now after hearing what Anthony has said. So let me know what you think. Who is this guy that she's about to take on? Because I really enjoyed this fight sequence. And this shot here. This shot here with her in that stance, that's definitely a stance I think you can recreate with the Hot Toys figure. Might be a bit hard to get as deep in that stance, the way the legs are, but I think that would be an awesome way to pose the figure. In the show, you see there's a few different shots of that angle, and that angle was actually in the trailer. I kind of tried to recreate the arm movement in a pose for one of my videos that I did on the shelf with my Mandos. One of the scenes in that, I tried to copy the top half of her pose because I hadn't seen her lower body stance. Now that I can see the stance, I might actually try that pose. Although I do like this one. I've got her in with the lantern right now. I don't know. We'll see. That would be pretty epic to have her in a fighting stance like that. But that was a cool sequence. The battle between them, even how it comes to the end when he calls the saber back to him and it just flings past her and she just steps out of the way. I thought that was freaking epic. Renz is in the house. Hang on. He's going to get this entrance today because he's my boy. You know what we do. House. That's Snake Eyes. It is Snake Eyes. I love that you've put your drawings of Ahsoka up there as your thumbnail. That's class. That is class. And the Quincy. Okay, Anthony and I think they're having their conversation. It's Bucky Barnes. Who do we think it is? Come on. Cal Kestis? Maybe Canon introduced Kyle Katarn. Is it Katarn? Lots of crazy possibilities for who he could be. I think we should start a poll of who we think it could be. Is the person talking shit that's saying that it could be Ezra? Because I did see a clip of that somewhere or a picture of that, and maybe it's just clickbait. Doesn't seem like it would be, from what Anthony said. Zeb, Hot Toys, I'm now saving just in case. Oh, yes. Look, would they even make this character? I think he looks, he's got a cool look. Be pretty easy. No head sculpt so far. Unless they probably will expose the head sculpt later. I love the shipping yard. Again, I really enjoyed the world that they've created it in. Obviously, they're using a lot of CGI and they're using the volume. And I've seen some critiques on the CGI when it comes to like where shadows are and things like that. But I think for the average viewer, you're not noticing that at all. There's just so much to take in these wide shots. It really brings, I think, when you get shows filmed like this, when you have wide cinematic shots or really cool music even, I really enjoyed the music in it. And in the action sequences and moments like this, I really enjoyed the filming, the cinematography, the music, the way they build it up. All those things are actually really important for me when I'm watching a film. If I get into, like, I find the music gets me into the mood. I really like seeing stunning visual shots of, especially angles like this shot here. Again, great time to take the picture. Often you did really well. I love stuff like that. I think all that added into me enjoying the show on top of enjoying the characters. Now let's see what you guys are saying, because you're busting in some chats here. What's up, William? Thanks for being here, brother. You are a legend. Hope you enjoyed the show. Ahsoka, Sam, Winter, Galen Merrick. Oh, Barris off again. Killing me with the names. Anya, Ezra, and Kanan. Anthony, do you think Kanan could possibly be in that suit? Would that be a twist? That would be a twist, wouldn't it? God damn. Wouldn't be the first time a character had their memory erased from a traumatic brain injury or force technique. So many possibilities. Oh, it could be if that happened. Is that going to be a big plot point of the show, who this guy is? Because we haven't really seen that much of this guy until now. I'm wondering if we're going to see more of him in episode 3, because it was intriguing, their battle and their fight. Were there any similarities for how he moved and fought to how they portrayed the character in the cartoon? That might be hard to do. But were there any moves there? Has anybody seen anything or noticed anything with that? Anthony says anything goes, so it could be Ezra. Okay. Great Ahsoka figure. Yeah, she's awesome. William, she's awesome. Do you have a William? Is she one in your collection? It's Ben Solo. Often. Now that we have the night system magic and the world between worlds, yeah, they've introduced so much. Charlie, I'm telling you about your take on Starkiller. I need to talk to you about Cal Kestis. Okay, to introduction today. Cal Kestis, yeah, so he's from the games, right? So I think that would be really cool if they introduced him, because the actor who plays him is he was in Shameless. He's been in a lot of other shows. He could easily transition from the game into live action, 100%. Wouldn't even need to get another actor. I think Anthony just nailed it, guys. It's Waleed. It's definitely Waleed. And you know what that means. That's too quick, that one. Wait, we need the other one. Oh, hell no! That's definitely Waleed. It's definitely Waleed. Good call, Anthony. Good call. How did we not see that? Honestly, it didn't look for a single person shadow during. I didn't look for a single person during the episode. Yeah, see, I agree. People can be well over picky. I thought the volume worked really well in a lot of the stuff we've seen. And he says, "Okay, bye for real now. I don't believe you. He'll be back." You missed Lukaku's comment. You need to pronounce. Where's the Lukaku's comment? Man, I got so many lights in my face. I can't see properly, yo. I can't see it. I can't see it. I'll go back. Sorry, guys. AJ, it's Jason Solo, the true heir to the title of the Dark Lord of the Sith. Just kidding. Nice, AJ. This is hashtag Justice for Waleed. We've all been waiting for. He's back. He's transitioned. Confirmed. It's Mephisto. Could be Mephisto. William says, I love these first two episodes. I can never get too much Star Wars. I'm with you, Willem. I love these first two episodes. I was really hyped up. And now learning more about, I'm actually really enjoying learning more about the characters. And it's hyping me up even more for the show. I can tell you that. Where are we? They're having a laugh. William then says, I do have the same Ahsoka figure. Awesome. I'm sure Hot Toys will crank out more. I'm sure they will, but man, it is a great figure. It's a bit finicky to pose the head and things like that because the Montrals, I've had a bit of annoyance with trying to get it to look certain ways, but other than that, it's a pretty solid figure. And I understand the restrictions because of the way she is. It's actually Mithra's. God damn it, AJ. God damn. Mithra's Nuraduru. Nuraduru. Who knows? He just became a Force user. That would be crazy. Plot twist. God damn it. Now you're just trolling me. So let's move on. Fucking hell. What the hell? It's Mr. Nah, you're just fucking with me. God damn you guys. This was cool. I thought he was awesome waving his hands. And they gave a really cool moment for the commander and the chopper here to put the tracking chip on. I thought that was really fun. Incorporated even some space chase. So you know what Star Wars, you're getting lightsabers, you're getting some cool fighting scenes, you're getting some space stuff. Anthony's right. It was really cool. Charlie says, is Zed the ghost? Just now was the twist of the plot, I think. I don't know. AJ, weigh in on that if you can. Charlie, I'm not sure. That's Thrawn's real name I threw out there. It's 100% not him. Yeah, I thought so. I didn't think so, actually. Did Chopper just say, what the fuck? I don't know, Renz. I have to rewatch that bit. Really? Really often? It's Neferpitu's droid. I think I nailed that. Oh, AJ for using Thrawn's full name. Damn. That's a hectic name. Are you guys happy about the actor who voiced the character now playing the character in the show? I think that's a good choice. What do you guys think? But while all this action is going on, we come to Juan and Sabine having a chat. We also missed in this episode where she was working with the bomb and nearly blew them up, and Juan had to take the piece. I thought that was cool. Again, showing her tech savvy skills. I thought that was cool. Often says he's a great actor. I haven't seen too much of him, but isn't he the brother of someone? What was his last name? He's the brother of another actor, right? I can't remember his name. Was it Mads Milskin? Is it his brother? Or am I just way off? Let me know in the comments. I like this moment between them, though, and I also liked Sabine's comment with the commander about kind of getting her to... This, to me, felt like these two episodes, more so this episode, felt like a good backstory into... Well, not maybe backstory, insight into getting Sabine to join the mission, start doing shit. Mads Milskin. It is him. Okay, cool. Exactly. Yes, but thank you. And that was a fun scene when she's doing that. I thought that was a good little way of adding a little bit of humor and levity to the show as well. When she was disarming the bomb, I thought that was actually pretty cool. And again, I like their moment. even though he's a droid, he's having these really human moments with characters, especially in this moment where he's talking to her. I thought that was really cool. But basically, we're seeing her, get better, get ready to join the fight as we move into these next moments here. I thought this was a great shot of her getting a Mando armor out. I love that shot, the way they got the light coming in, like stuff like that. I think it looks awesome. Do you guys agree? Do you guys look out for that stuff? Do you enjoy shots like that, or is it neither here nor there? Elon Musk Thrawn. Kind of looked like him a little bit. He was in Sherlock and Witcher. Oh, wow. See, I haven't seen the English Sherlock. I used to watch a different Sherlock. And obviously the Downey films. And Witcher, I stopped after season 1, I have to say. I haven't had a chance to catch up to it. The Miller will not like that show. But I love this moment. She's getting geared up. I do want to add, and I wish Anthony was here for this so I could hear what he would say, but so you guys will have to let me know in the chat. When she cuts her hair, I got to say, I like her better with the longer hair. Now, I'm assuming the shorter hair is iconic for her character, and that's what it was in the cartoons. You can see the cartoon of Ezra in the background there with the Loth cat. That mural was really cool, and I like how she goes up to it. Is this the scene that they recreated? I think. I love me a well-composed shot. I know you do often. Well, I loved that shot, brother. That was awesome. One of my favorite shots of the show, actually, if we go back to it. It's just the way they got the lighting there. Damn, I love it. But I wanted her to keep the long hair. Am I alone? Am I alone with that? I think I liked it with the long hair. She looks very different with short hair. Not in a bad way, just different. I just think long hair doesn't fit the Mando helmet. Yeah, you're right. But I like the long hair. I liked it with the long hair. And Christian, what's up? Formerly Xander. Love that. Christian, what's up, brother? True to her looking better with long hair. I like that. AJ says it was iconic to the show. It's also a direct throwback to a scene when Kanan did the same thing after recovering from a major injury. There we go. Some insight. Okay. I like that. Okay, I like that. But I like the aesthetic of her with the longer hair. I thought she looked, being my first time introduced to her, seeing her cut her hair was actually different for me because I'm like, what? Hey, you cut your hair. I get it, but I like the long hair. She's also an Aussie, so shout out to the Aussies. Represent. I'm always going to shout out to the Aussies. Ren says, I like that she cut her hair because Hot Toys will make an artisan limited edition, and that will be a pain to get. That is true. Having the shorter hair would be easier for Hot Toys to do. But I know there'll be some customizers out there that will give us the longer hair. Definitely. For a scene like that. That's cool. Hey, mate. Thanks for being here. So that moment recreated, and I like that whole sequence of her getting better, getting up, getting her armor out, getting ready. It's without saying it with words, she's getting ready to be trained, and then obviously she meets up with Ahsoka, and they begin their journey. And that brings me back to what I'm really liking about the show is Baylan and Shin on their journey together, and I feel like Ahsoka and Sabine are on their journey, and I don't know if that's even going to be a thing that they display throughout the show, but I would love to see the two, Ahsoka training her apprentice, him training his, and them meeting somewhere. I just don't think Baylan's going to be a big enough character for them to invest more time showing him doing that. Maybe they'll try to do it, but will they give him enough time to flesh out the character enough to have the opposing journeys of those two? And I don't even think the show's even going to be about that, to be fair. I think would they focus that much on Baylan and Shin? What do you guys think? Before we wrap up, this is the last slide, so I'd like to know what you guys think. Am I looking at it from a crazy angle that we're going to see Ahsoka and Sabine together building their relationship and her training her, him training Shin? I don't see that happening. But I think it would be cool if they give us more insight to that. Let me know in the chat. But other than that, whilst you guys do that, for ratings, what would we rate the first 2 episodes? Do we rate them individually? If we were, I'd probably say I liked episode 1 maybe a little bit more, I think, because of all the introductions. I quite enjoyed that. But I did enjoy the battle at the end of episode 2 and that whole action sequence. I thought that was well done, much better done than what we've seen in shows like Boba Fett and things like that. So I think they're back on track. And I can see Filoni's love for the character. I can see his love for the world and how it looks, the attention to detail in the costumes, the way the world looks, introducing all the characters, bit of action, bit of suspense, bit of comedy, a little bit of comedy, very light, but it's there. And I think it's shaping up to be a really likable show. AJ says 5 HK droids, so I would say this was a 4.5 out of 5 HK droids. I like that, AJ. 4.5 out of 5. High score. I think Anthony gave it a 4 out of 5 when we talked the other day. He's like a 4 out of 5 for me, so like a 5 out of 5 for you, meaning me. And I think he's probably close to right on that. 4 out of 5 self-destructing nukes. Sorry, man, those nukes were fucking huge. Episode 1 is a 9 for me. 2 is an 8.5 in my honest opinion. I think that's pretty damn spot on. I agree. I like episode 1 a little bit more than episode 2. Hong Kong droids direct from Honduras. Hell yeah. HKD. I've become accustomed in HKD and trying to work out the conversion. Those that know. Love the Balin and Shin fight scenes in the hallway, and Chopper just stole the show with the arm flex. He did steal the show. Some of my favorite moments, definitely like the introduction to all the characters. I loved Sabine's introduction. I thought that was fun and showed that she was a rebel. Literally showed that she was a rebel by how she was portrayed in that opening sequence. I thought it was a great way to introduce her. It looked cool. It looked awesome on the speeder. Who's not going to want to have it or some type of whatever the vehicle was, have her on that vehicle? That'd be a cool way to display the figure. Shin and Balin's introduction was great. Ahsoka's introduction was great. Taking on the droids, like the first episode, I thought was just fantastic. Second, great, but we were getting more story in the second episode. I feel like, if only that was true. HKD. Charlie says David Tennant was the voice of CP3. I thank you for being like, what? Woo! CP3. I thank you for being like Mike Lars Milskin, who is the Sherlock. Yes, he is. I saw the FBI is Monk in the crime on the show is the same as Michael Myers. I've seen it. Okay, I'm with you, Charlie. I am with you. 4 out of 5 for Lakagi for episode 1, and 4 out of 5 episode 2. I like the HKD as a rating system, but what else can we? Let's think of some fun ways to rate the episodes. Often is having a great time. I see you often. I see you. Guys, it's been a fun episode. For me, I think I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm going to change Anthony's score. Let's say Anthony said it was 5 out of 5, and he can correct me next week. But I definitely think it was great. I'd give probably episode 1 4.5 out of 5 to be fair, and probably a 4 out of 5 for episode 2. But as a first-time viewer to a lot of these characters, whilst I don't know as much of the backstory watching it, I was engaged in the show, how they were delivering it. So for that, it had me hooked. Lani was enjoying it. She doesn't know anything about the characters coming into it. So I think it would do a good job of attracting new characters. Both episodes, 4 out of 5. Fire, says Ren's perfect. And it sounds like Anthony for sure 5. I'm pretty sure Anthony was like 6 out of 5. 6 out of 5. He was loving it. He was going on. He was doing backflips. He was loving it. I think I'm excited, really excited to see where it goes. Very skeptical for episode 3 with the shorter time, but maybe it'll make sense. And if they've just trimmed the fat and made the story really concise and work really well, I'll be okay with it. Again, if it's great content, it shouldn't really matter the time. But for big events like this, if you're going all in on your character, I'd be fighting for budgets to have at least an hour-long episode. get in as much as you can of that story. Often says, sounds like I saw that one. Sorry, that's a fair rating in my opinion. Yeah. We're excited. 4 out of 5 for Christian, 4 out of 5, and 4 out of 5. Watched them both 3 times and really enjoyed it. For anyone who isn't caught up on Ahsoka, damn, that's cool. YouTube search, here we go. YouTube search 129 hours, Ahsoka in 29 minutes. Boom. I'm going to do that, Christian. I'm going to do that. I'll watch that later because I do want to get caught up. And that actually brings me to a point that I was mentioning to Six Scale Shira yesterday on our Pose and Chill, Helen, that because she doesn't watch Star Wars. For me, I'm like, if you were going to get into a show for Star Wars, this would be a cool show to get into because you can follow the journey of this story with things like this, 29 minutes to learn the lore, to learn 129 hours of Ahsoka in 29 minutes. That's a cool way to get caught up. So you can feel like you understand what's going on. Is there something like that for Rebels too, or do they cover that in that, Christian? I would love to know. Either way, I'll check it out. Lukagi says, yeah, the short runtime is going to be crushing. Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope it's a really well fleshed out episode. Yeah, short rundown time for the episode, for the rundown is trash. I just think we need to clip DS. If anyone with the skills, can we clip one of DS's video where he's saying trash and clip it, and I'll put it in the show. And every time we think something's trash, we'll throw up DS. I think that'd be awesome. This isn't a short runtime either. Often this is an hour and a half, bro. Okay, hour and a half I think is a good runtime for 2 episodes. Charlie says 4 out of 5, perfect, and 3 out of 5. My take just now for Christian. Okay, well, 4 out of 5. I think we all see pretty clear on the first episode. The first episode was a little bit better than the second episode. I think that's what everyone's saying from what I'm getting from all your scores. Either way, I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more about these characters, learn more from Anthony, learn more from you guys. I'm now also excited to go back and learn more about other characters and go and research and find more stuff. I find that stuff enjoyable. And I think if you've never watched it, it's a good point to take away is it can be fun to watch something that's current and go back and find out the history of it. I think that's a cool way to find out. I do that all the time with things. I've done that with podcasts where I'll find like an episode. I love the podcast. I go back and listen to all the previous ones. I love stuff like that. So release the rundown Snyder Cut. Jesus, what, 6 hours, 4 hours? Jesus. Maybe if we do a marathon of something we could do. Ren says, rundown 5 out of 5. Yeah. Thanks, Rens. Thanks, guys. Well, I think we'll wrap it there. Otherwise, I'm just going to be blabbering on. But I've had great first 2 episodes. I'm super excited. I'm excited to do some stuff with my Ahsoka figure now too with the show. Maybe incorporate some of the poses throughout the weeks. We'll see because I really want to do some photography with this pose here. And it's kind of going to fit my display. Christian as well, 5 out of 5 for the rundown. Thank you, brother. Woo! Loving it. Release the blabbering blabbering uncut. God knows. Who knows what I would say? I would probably get myself cancelled, guys. But we'll wrap it there. I'm excited for next week. Looking forward to Wednesday. It's airing earlier now, so we can actually watch it earlier, which is cool. Because I may take advantage of that. I'm not sure. I got to check what time it aired. I just know it was up and I could watch it earlier this week, which is really cool. So I'm looking forward to that. What you can find out on the channel, I'm currently working on a video. It is taking me a long time to finish, but I just received the Hot Toys Iron Man Mark IV with gantry quarter scale. It's an absolute beast. It's huge. So I'm going to do some stuff with that. I'm currently filming a video about quarter scale figures. So for those of you who don't collect it, I understand it might not be something you're interested in, but I'm kind of enamored with them. And I decided to make a video doing different looks for each figure and talking about how you can display them and the presence that they have and the difference between them and statues and things like that. So I'm going to add the Mark IV, film that this week, talk about that. And then hopefully release that video within the next week or so. So if you like watching my posing videos, bear with me as I tried something new. I'm always trying new styles of videos. So this quarter scale one will be a little different format again. just showcasing the figures and how they can look with lighting and things like that. But I will be doing some shorts on how my display is going, because I'm currently rearranging all of the shelving displays, which I'll do for another room tour. So I'll probably do little shorts on poses that I do and things like that. I just posed up the Thor from Infinity War yesterday in our Pose and Chill, and I'm quite happy with the pose. I might do a little short and put that on YouTube, and just put some audio from Thor. And I like doing that, pairing up audio from the character. I stole that from Anthony. We'll claim it as my own. And so I might do that with some figures as well in the meantime, whilst I get time to actually do the main video, because busy times at the moment. But as Red says, because I always forget, hit that like button, everyone. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Hop on, join Anthony's channel, subscribe to him. Check out his videos. He's great at he's great at posing and telling you how to pose and showing you how to do it. He's a teacher. He is full of knowledge. He teaches us all when he's not running secret missions. But we'll cut it there. I'll just read your last couple of comments. So Lakagi says, release the rundown artisan edition. I got to grow some hair first, bruv. Release the rundown. Snyder Cut was just for him. Just for Christian. Earlier is 2 a.m. from here. Jeez. Damn. Often. How do you do it? How do you do it? Earlier is on 6 p.m. next week. Oh, 2 a.m. for you. Damn, so that's worse for you. 6 p.m. next week for you. Yeah, so it's early for me. Sorry, I should say. In Australia, it's earlier in the day for us. For you guys, I'm sure that sucks. Take care. Yeah, everyone, all you guys for being here. Thank you for bearing with me, trying to do the show without Anthony. So I appreciate all your help and all your comments. You all know who you are. You're all legends. We'll catch up next week. Hopefully episode 3 is awesome. Let's have some fun. Until then, guys, enjoy your week. Keep breaking necks, cash and checks.